Amiga.
Sorry, guys. Is somebody playing the song on their computer right now?
Wow.
Okay.
Yes. Wow, Steve. You're a new big musician, man. It is good to hear you this morning. I want to welcome everybody to Prime North Day. This is exciting because we've been doing...
Sorry about that. Yeah, is that somebody out there playing the
Harry's the only one with the note right now.
I think they just stopped. So, Larry, sorry about that. You can keep going.
Yeah, I want to say Prime North Day is, wow, day that we've been celebrating for a while. It is the day that we look forward to becoming an amendment to the United States Constitution. Because it is the one thing in the political system that changes. That one ingredient is the initiatory force, which will be the simple change that will change everybody's lives. You will begin to see prosperity. We've never been in that dimension. We're excited about that. The prime law, we've had it.
Sage, you're muted, and if you're muted, we can't hear Larry.
We're excited about celebrating this and we move into the 12 Visions world, where we know one day the prime law protection will become a part of the United States Constitution. But that is going to be exciting for all people in America and around the world, because our prosperity will rise, our lives will change. We will get a taste of what freedom is, what it is to be free, what it is to live a life of freedom without initiatory force. Just think about that. Just give that some thought of what that would do to all our lives. How we would be able to end the kind of destruction that is holding our lives back. That's holding you back from being rich. You'll be able to become rich with the prime law. You know, I never get a chance to, a lot of times, to read the prime law, but man, this morning I'm reading it myself, I'm really excited about the prime law day. And I want to kick this off by reading that prime law. The prime law, fundamental protection. Preamble. For the purpose of human life is to prosper and live happily. The function of government is to provide the conditions that let individuals fulfill that purpose. The prime law guarantees those conditions by forbidding the use of initiatory force or coercion by any person or group against any individual, property, or contract. Article 1. No person, group of persons, or government shall initiate force, threat of force, or fraud against any individual, self, property, or contract. In Article 2, force is morally and legally justified only for protection from those who violate Article 1. In Article 3, no exception shall exist for Articles 1 and 2. That's going to make all the people rich, including the poor. Man, it is exciting. We've been practicing and moving into the 12 Visions world with this prime law as the one integration that will change society, will change us, each individual. We are so excited about this, and we are bringing all the people that we come in contact with, telling them about the prime law. And you know, a lot of people think that there will be chaos, but it will not be. Without initiatory force, most people live a peaceful life. Little small infractions that destroy people's lives, you see. Not the majority of people, but the people live a peaceful life. Look around. It just shows things that create those illusions that make you think that, wow, this is everybody. No, that's not everybody. Most people are working people. Most people are good people. Majority of people are good, and they deserve the right to live a good life. And they deserve the right to have the prime law of protection. And the only force that's necessary is self-defense force. But those who violate the crime law will have to be dealt with through force to protect the people. So we're excited about today. We have a whole program today that we're going to be going down on. Thank you, Valley, for really kicking this off this morning. And we're going to hear from Tom Carey, who's on the National Executive Committee of the 12 Visions Party. We're also going to hear from William Bill Lucia, but I think he's going to be operating the controls and recording this. But we're going to also talk about his segment, which is to create a new world. Man, that's a powerful show. I have not been on that show yet. I can't wait to get on that show, creating a new world. I know Bill has done a whole series of those. And then the crime law and me. All right, that's from Harry Dolgen. Then we have Reflections of the World with the Crime Law with Jonathan the Genius Gonzalez, yes. And we also have Mr. Sage Katakura. Talk about Albert Einstein links to the crime law. Wow. Can't wait to hear that one. It's going to be good. And then we have freedom of association down here. And then we have another segment called It Is Possible. It's going to be given by me. And then we have the Crime Law co-founder, Mark Hamilton, which will probably be, we will be showing the video. And for those who, like me, are not on the internet but listen, it's going to be very powerful. And then we have the 12 Visions Party of New Jersey, Robert McCaffrey. And then we have the 12 Visions Party National Contributions with Sage. And the Reflection of the World with the Crime Law, again, closing out with Jonathan's house. So let's get started. Let's get some of this good information flowing, because this is what keeping all of y'all looking young. See, I could see some of y'all. Y'all can see me on it. And I can see how excited y'all are about being here. So the first presentation we have up here is called Get Your Boeing 747 for $7.99. Man, that's pizza. That's the price of a pizza. You're going to get us. This is a presentation coming from Tom Carey. Get your Boeing 747. Because I want my own private jet. If I can get it for $7.99, man, and it flies, wow. That's that analogy. Let's see if Tom get into that. Good morning, Tom.
Morning, Larry. Morning, everyone.
Good morning, Tom.
Thank you for inviting me today. I want to start off thanking all of you for being here today at Crime Law Day 2015. I want to start with a quote from an anonymous member of the Neil Think Society who said, and I quote, "Crime law locks down the fundamental of law and government. Crime law removes man and his endless opinions and agendas and delusions. I can clearly see how ordinary people like me will become very wealthy." And folks, we have allowed the importance of building the Neil Think Society overshadow the deep value of building the 12 Visions Party. To compensate for that, we reversed the importance of these two organizations, which led to the other once again appearing less important. Both approaches were sorely wrong. These two organizations perform equally important value creations, just in their own essence. The Neil Think Society was tasked with helping each and every member to grow from the powerless external authority mode to one of the ultra-powerful internal authority mode. That is the essence of the Neil Think Society. That is the first movement of life for each of us to improve our own lives, to live a better, more fulfilled life. With that selfish movement constantly growing within each Neil Think member, with those lives now on the path to discovering their money-making essence, 12 Visions Party comes into play with improving society, so those individual improvements do not go unnoticed or unused. That, my friends, is the second movement of life, to improve society so everybody can live a better life. That is why the 12 Visions Party is the only political party that can make all the people wealthy, including the poor. That is the essence of the 12 Visions Party. That is the second movement of life. There can be no jealousy or envy when one finds their essence taking them to one of these organizations and not the other, for each are important if we are to accomplish that better world we desire. The day of living petty jealousies is coming to an end. We will evolve past those mysticisms that continue to stagnate our lives and thought, and soar to new value creations that will change the world. These two movements of life are equally important, but must be accomplished in a particular order, meaning movement 1, improve oneself, and then movement 2, improving society, leaving behind the old for the new. So, to new and old members alike, I say, improve your own lives first. For how can anyone help others when they still have a void in their lives? Or void of happiness, health, and especially wealth. During the 2012 election, Joe Reed established Prime Law Day, and we have celebrated for the past 4 years, as Larry mentioned. I'm very grateful for this celebration. Now it is time for this celebration to evolve past celebrating something that has yet to reach its time, even though its time is truly near and obviously necessary. I want to step back in time for a moment. I'm not one for dwelling on the past, for doing so tends to hold us back. However, I would like to draw from Mr. Hamilton's The 3,000-Year-Old Secret, a book he wrote specifically for the 12 Visions Party, a template for us to utilize as we build this wonderful value-creating organization. I want to talk about something Mr. Hamilton pointed out in this book about a man called Socrates. He refers to it as seeds of Socrates. I'll be doing a bit of paraphrasing now and then, but I promise not to stray too far from the powerful thoughts and integrations provided by the founder of the Neo-Think Society and the 12 Visions Party, our mentor, Mark Hamilton. Mr. Hamilton states that, and I quote, "In the 4th century BC, the city-state Athens was governed by a representative democracy. The year was 399 BC at the famous trial of Socrates. Perhaps our planet's greatest benefactor was sentenced to death by Athens' justice system. Historic accounts reveal that Socrates could have averted the politically motivated death sentence, but Socrates refused. Even when given the opportunity to escape from jail prior to drinking the poison hemlock, Socrates refused. You see, Athens' justice system convicted and sentenced him to death, and Athens was going to get exactly that. 70 years old, Socrates sacrifices his life to leave the world his greatest political message." End quote. That message was this: society and its citizens must live by its rule of law, as did Socrates at the cost of his own life. The law, however, had better be flawless law, or society will lose its greatest benefactors and values, as Athens lost Socrates. That day, Socrates planted the seeds of Hamilton America, 2,400 years ago, intentionally dying, never knowing if his great sacrifice would ever grow into what he knew our world was supposed to be and have. 2,400 years ago, those seeds planted by Socrates are now growing into the 12 Visions Party. Again, I quote, "Society must be governed by rule of law, flawless law," end quote. There is no other possibility if our world is to survive and grow into a world of value creation, wealth, and peace. 2,400 years ago, an unknowing but determined VIV, a very important visionary of today's 12 Visions Party, made the decision this beautiful message is worth dying for. 2,400 years after the trial and death of Socrates, the 12 Visions Party will manifest his greatest political message. Live under rule of law, flawless law, In the words of our mentor, that flawless law, of course, is the prime law. That is the message most members of the Neo Think Society and the 12 Visions Party have carried in their hearts and minds since reading it. Indeed, it will be the greatest accomplishment of mankind when it is placed as the last and final amendment to our nearly perfect U.S. Constitution. That will be a great day in the history of our country and the world. However, starting today, we must now begin to evolve our celebration of Prime Law Day from focusing on this marvelous new law to the stimulation of our fellow countrymen and women, so they will eagerly climb on board the new amendment platform when that time comes, when its time has come. To accomplish this, Mr. Hamilton has told us to approach this in a different manner rather than a head-on attack to get the Prime Law passed. With the uncontrolled number of laws our Congress now passes, there's not a single citizen, other than lawyers, because I've asked, who really want to see or care if another law is passed for their own good, even though we may realize the value of the prime law. Our fellow citizens have become tired, are exhausted from the overwhelming number of laws passed each year, none beneficial to the ruling classes. The direction recommended by Mr. Hamilton is one that will stimulate and motivate the people to see the reasons, the need, the results of getting that law in place. In his books, Mr. Hamilton has often described to us that when speaking to the public about the Needle Think Society and the 12 Visions Party, we should be providing stimulating information which causes them to ask for more and more information about how we became wealthy so they can become wealthy. When we speak of this new law, only a few people will wait to talk to us after our speech to ask us about such a law. But when we speak of such things as the long-forgotten car industry, when Mr. Ford was building and selling his Model T for only $300, everybody in America could afford a car. Or when we speak of the computer phenomenon, they will gather in large numbers to find out how they can become wealthy. The same thing that happened in the car industry happened in the computer industry, as pointed out by Bill Gates. Because the industry was moving so fast, unregulated by the government, prices were forced down, not up, until everybody could afford a home computer, a laptop, or phone that previously was afforded to the ultra-rich only. That is why it was so easy for Mr. Gates to compare those dropping prices as being able to buy a Boeing 747 for the price of a pizza. The last time I checked, Domino's is still selling theirs for $7.99 with extra cheese and 2 toppings thrown in. What a deal. That is what Mr. Hamilton refers to as the millionaire phenomenon. Unfortunately, that has yet to happen across the board, across every industry in the world. I believe green energy will be the next computer phenomenon, driving down the prices of energy across the nation and world, now that that industry has been deregulated. Geniuses are just revving up with value creations in that industry. Consider this very carefully. These are the things the 12 Visions Party and her 12 Visions president will bring to America with the many integrated value creation programs as it depoliticizes the government. We all know what these programs are. They are not what Prime Law Day should be about. Those 12 Visions Party programs will drive down prices. That phenomenon will sweep across every industry. The effects this new drive for green energy will have is to revolutionize not just how energy is obtained, but how food is grown in honest, integrated natural conditions at or below prices all other food is presently being sold for, with greater value for a lower price. And the fact that all sources of natural energy will be utilized, driving down prices in every industry, including fossil fuels that heat our homes, 5 industries' machines, and fuels our vehicles. That time is coming, and those value creators are chomping at the bit to create such values that will demand higher production at lower and lower cost, creating that price-pounding effect, and soon cost of a gallon of fuel, which will lead to driving hundreds of miles instead of 20 or 30, will become the next big thing. And people will want our geniuses released from the now heavy government regulations that bind them, because It will make all the people rich. Let them all live like millionaires. Then even modest paychecks and savings will be worth a fortune. Imagine going to the store week after week, and every week you go, you bring home more food for the same amount of money every week. Well, you get rich without even lifting a finger. The computer revolution is the forerunner to the technological revolution that will drive prices to zero or towards zero and values toward infinity in most industries. That is a quote directly from Mr. Hamilton's book. That is just a sample of the whole package of benefits we will experience by ending the ruling class's power over the people and all businesses. Mr. Hamilton said it best when he stated, and I quote, "The most powerful and fastest moving trends throughout history were economically driven." And technology will continue to grow. Think how it will grow in a world where government control is taken out of the equation and put in the hands of value creators all over the world. Those value creators work hard to make our lives easy and wonderful and accomplish a mere fraction of what they can do as long as they are suppressed by government control and regulation. This concept, the millionaire phenomenon, must and will become the focus of our celebration of Crime Law Day. We will learn to stimulate that stagnant part of our fellow citizens' lives so once again, America will become the land of opportunity, and Americans can and will dream once again of wealth, health, and peace only the 12 Visions Party and the Crime Law can bring to them. They will eagerly flood the doors of the 12 Visions Party and consequently fill the seats of the Neothink clubhouses as they reach once again for those hopes and dreams they dared to dream as children. They will want to improve their lives so they can get rich with politics of the 12 Visions Party. Now, won't that be something? Super technologies will launch an era, cost-collapsing telecommunications, digitized information, and super-powered personal computers, the internet, robotics, genome project. These are some of the predictions made by Mr. Hamilton when he was writing his 12 Visions book in the 1990s. Think about this. We are already living in a world of cost-collapsing telecommunications, digitized information where you can buy an exterior hard drive with the capability of storing terabytes of information, not just mere megabytes. We were amazed 50 years ago when a small company like Commodore put a desktop on the market, the hardwired internal hard drive that held, get this, 40 megabytes of information. People thought no one would ever top that. A desktop computer that stored information inside and not on those 5-inch floppy disks everyone else used. Most phones today have gigabytes of storage. My, how we have grown. The only missing element in all of this is getting the millions of entrepreneurs who create these miracles free of government regulations in all industries through depoliticizing the government. Those geniuses will work feverishly to bring us wonderful things to make our lives so happy and comfortable, and all the while, prices drop like a stone in a pond. Stimulate and motivate, and let everything Mr. Hamilton has written in his crime literature educate. All other ideas are driven by political agendas, usurping power over the non-ruling classes, only serving those who rule. No other formula will work. No other formula will reactivate that deep desire we were all born with. That desire to be happy, healthy, and wealthy, living in a world full of peace and love and value creation.
All right, let's do it.
Wow.
Wow.
Tom? That's Tom, can you hear me?
Yes, again.
Was that the end of your presentation?
Yes, it is.
Wow, that was powerful, Tom. It was really, really, really insightful, man. And to have you as one of the thousands and going to go to the millions of near-think visionaries, and seeing you as one of the people leading the way with your integrated approach and understanding of the crime law is just it's exciting. was exciting, you know, to hear that, you know, and we all excited, you know, to see how, you know, Tom talked about the two areas that we moved from, you know, self-improvement and improving society, the two movements that Mark Hammond was talking about. And today, though, we're celebrating the prime law of protection. You know, we're talking about rescuing America, setting free great technology, you know, that will have our buying power soaring. You know, the technology that will, you know, not let planes fly into mountains. You know, the technology that will integrate cars, you know, with the road where they can't crash. You know, those are the possibilities that's going to come from real big changes. We're going to be freed. Going to be freed through the prime law. The prime law changes everything. And man, this is going to be exciting. I'm excited to be a part of this. I'm excited about today, celebrating this law. And as we go forward, there are going to be thousands of people begin to see that this is possible, which we'll be talking about later. All right, next we have creating a new world, and I think this is really what I'm leading into when I was talking about those showing technology. Bill has a program that's been airing, and I think you can either get copies of it or find out and follow that. It's called Creating a New World Show. In that show, I want to bring in Sage, Bob, and Harry for a quick discussion on that. You know, and Bill, if he can chime in on that, you know, let's talk about that show, because I've not been able to participate in that as much as but I will, because see, I'm somebody don't give up. I'm determined. You understand? I don't give up. If one door closes, I find another one. I cut a hole through it. I fall through it. I get there some way, somehow. Because we move all limitations in my way.
That's awesome.
Hey, gentlemen.
Hi.
So let's talk about this.
Hi, Larry.
Show.
Absolutely. Can you hear us? Harry, I hear you. Bob, you out there?
I'm out here and I can hear you. You're a little low volume right now, but I can hear you.
Okay. Well, we got we're working with the technology we got today. We're like Larry. We're making it work.
Yeah, I just want to say, Harry, you may want to stop screen sharing if you want us to see your face, but that's up to you.
That's okay. I think everybody will be happy not to see my face. Just kidding.
Larry, not true. But about the show, Bill has. I just want to give kudos. We talk about Neothink people and geniuses of society, but Bill, in his own right, displaying his genius by putting on this show and putting forth the integrated effort to create something of value out there that's really stimulating. He's been putting this show on now for months, it seems, and we do it all on Google+. It's a free show where we get together and Bill heads it off, and we talk for an hour. There's a whole program. It's a show, you know. It has different segments and different parts of the program, and we go through talking about the new world that we're really trying to create, and it's really all about those 12 visions that extend from when the prime law is in place. Those 12 visions really hit home. They really easily happen. But that show, guys, I mean, we've been when I go there, when I can actually make it and speak to you guys about the 12 visions world, it jumps me out of what I'm used to doing in everyday life with all the other people, not focusing on that. They're more complaining about, many people complain about the problems we have today, and they have that negative vibe going on. I don't get that when I'm on that show, you know? I don't know if you guys feel the same way.
So pretty much put you in the kind of create. Have you, the teacher's phone when you're thinking about creating, you know, because
Yes.
that's what Neothink members do. You know, we talk about puzzle building and creating.
and power thinking, and that's it's what we're designed to do. And
Right.
we're a way to participate. I feel Bill set it up where I can participate in that show. I go there and I just we're molding it, we're creating it, and we're all individual people with this concept from Mark Hamilton laid out, but we're all giving life to it, and making it a reality, and it's very interesting. The show.
Wow. That's great. Very stimulating. That's excellent.
I'd like to-
Hey, Harry, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Larry. Yeah, it's a very stimulating hour. Bill does a segment on the show. It's like a game show. He calls it "Where is the Force?" So he likes to put everybody on the panel on edge. It's you had to think off the top of your head. For instance, he'll say Social Security. Where's the Force? So you have to. It's not scripted. It's if you like some bloopers, you get that too. So it's a very real show, and I'm just very happy to be a part of it whenever I can get on. That's pretty much what I have to say.
Wow, that's great. That's great, Harry. Wow. And Mr. Bill McCaffrey. Bob.
Yeah, hi, Larry. How you doing? I'd like to thank Bill for putting on that show. What I have to say is that's a shining example of a near-think person that believes in something and believes it can happen. If we can get out there and stimulate the people and get them involved, this will happen before we know it. And Bill is doing that by putting on this program. So I really want to thank him on behalf of all the Near-Think Society and all the people that are going to live in the sea of you. Thank you very much, Bill, and I appreciate it. And I'd like to see more people step up and do similar things to help move the 12 Visions Party and the Prime Law forward.
Wow. Wow. Thank you, Bob. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Yeah, the creating a new world. It goes right to the heart of Bob. Can you all hear me? Oh, let me still on.
You're coming through, Larry.
I'm coming through. Good. Yeah, creating a new world, it gets you to really use your, with our minds. It really goes to the heart. I remember when I first got exposed to the Neo-Think Society, and watching that video, the Mark Hamilton talking about minds are made creation, and you have all these leaders up there talking about, the creation process and how he spent his whole life, working and creating, and then Bill to come through with another integration of how we can move forward. And we're talking about creating that 12 Visions world, about creating that world that we all was meant to live in, and we always look at, we have to go back to kids. And you look at kids, how kids play. Kids always are like sponges. They want to create. I remember as a kid, you go outside. You go out there and you look around, ain't nothing to do, be in the backyard, some dirt. You find two rocks and you start trying to create something out of them two rocks. And two rocks could be turned into two flying ships or, two tanks running into each other. And that's how adults are being creative. And the Neo-Think, our movement opens up that mind space. To get you out of that stagnation that we all been in for all our lives. So, creation is really what, we are meant to do in life, because we have integrated minds at work. So that show is, it's going to bring a lot to the future in terms of help creating that 12 Visions world that we all want to live in. Anybody want some final comments they want to make on this before we move on?
Yeah, Larry, this is Bill. Just real quickly, if anyone wants to check out the show, I've set up a blog with the episodes linked so you can watch it. And that blog is to create a new world at to create a new world.blogspot.com. And I'll say that one more time, to create a new world.blogspot.com. And I just want to apologize to everyone. I'm not feeling well today, so that's why you won't hear me much on this particular program. But thank you, everyone, and we're going to be recording the next show next Saturday at 9 a.m. and it'll be up on Google Plus. I think the event's already set up on Google Plus, so you can go there and check it out and indicate that you want to watch and come on and watch us create the show if you want, or you can go to that blog and watch the episodes anytime you want. Once again, thank you very much, everyone.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you for that. Okay, the next thing we want to talk about is a segment we have here. It's called The Crime Law and Me by Harry Golden. I like that. I like that title.
Wow, that's right.
I like that because it's talking about the individual, me, the individual him. And that, that is something that we all need to really look at. When he says the crime law and me, he's talking about him as an individual, how that relates to him, and that's great to see that. Because the highest form in the society is the individual. That needs to be protected, and his property. And the crime law don't do that. The crime law don't do that when they protect the individual. Not no group, not no small group, not no small nothing, but each individual is the highest form of protection that the crime law is going to bring each individual in the society. So good morning, Harry.
Yeah, Larry, thanks for that opening. That's opening. I hope I can come up with something good. None of this is scripted. I just figured I would talk off the top of my head, which might be a problem. I might be modifying my verbs and doing things I don't want to do, but, hopefully you guys will carry me through. I'm real excited to be here on Prime Law Day, and I got to tell you, everybody that's listening, Tom, Larry, Bill, Bob, John the Genius, by the way, John, I'm looking forward to your music. And of course, the chairman of the 12 Visions Party, Bob McCaffrey. Hi. Okay, let me just get right to the point. The prime law, what it means to me. I just want to take a sentence out of the prime law in the preamble, which said, the purpose of human life is to prosper and live happily. Now, to me, that's a very powerful sentence, and I've been thinking about it since I've become a member of NeoThink, which has been about a year and a half. I am still trying to find my essence, and, the life I was meant to live. And in this society today and in this world, I am so fed up with government and external authority telling me how to live my life. And I just love the fact that when the prime law comes true and we reach the 12 Visions world, there'll be no initiatory force. People will live the life they're meant to live. People will have their essence. And even if people don't have their essence, the people that have found their essence will help other people find theirs. I mean, it'll be a world of people helping each other. There'll be no egos. Everybody will live in a wonderful 12 Visions world. There'll be exhilaration in the world for people living their Friday night essence. And for me, someone who's struggling to find my essence, I can't wait till that happens. And I'm speaking from my heart. This is not scripted. I'm not reading from anything. This is really what I'm feeling. So the prime law, of course, is very important to me because, I want to live the life I was meant to live. I want to find my essence, and I want to feel that extraordinary feeling. I don't want to feel these forces of nature, which the government and religion is holding me back. I want real freedom in my life, and that's pretty much it. You know, I want to keep it short because we have a lot to say. We have a big program here. So thanks, Larry, for giving me the time to speak.
Oh, thank you, Harry. You know, to hear from an individual like that who wants to prime law, you know, that's going to protect society, protect every individual in that society, you know, and get excited about it, you know, because, see, we're all about excitement, you know, we're all about growth, you know, we're all about, you know, reflecting that which is good and that which is right, that which is right, you know, and when you look at the prime law, you know, it's like real freedom. You know, most people don't know they can be free. When you talk to most people, they say to you, well, I'll say to them, hey, how you doing? It's on a Friday. They'll say, man, thank God it's Friday. That's the first thing they say. You know. And then Monday, if you say to them, you know, good morning. Yeah. What's so good about it? Because they're trapped. And the prime law will allow you to become untrapped. Prime law will allow you the freedom. That one integration changes everything. Your prosperity changes everything in society. And we're going to keep every year bringing forth the prime law, and eventually it's going to grow. It's going to grow every year. More people will see that they can create a whole world, a whole 12 visions world, that there's real freedom just never existed on this planet. And we're really excited about this. So thank you, Harry.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Good hearing your integrations on that. Okay, now we have reflections of the world with the prime law. Some reflections. And this is coming from Jonathan, the genius Gonzalez. Good morning, Jonathan.
Nice to hear from you, Larry.
Oh, man, it's good to hear you. I haven't seen you in a while.
I'll see you in
I've been
June.
looking at you on the, you know, I can see you guys on the internet, or y'all can't see me.
I see you. I can see you.
I'm looking at y'all, and I think it must be a delayed kind of reaction that I'm getting. But, Jonathan, it's your show. Take it away.
All right. Hello, my NeoThink family. My first time here. I have no idea what's going on except that I'm enjoying what I'm listening to. And I'm just testing this technology out to see if you guys can hear some of this music I put on here. And just let me know if you can hear this. Can you hear that?
Darn it. We're not.
No?
We're not hearing anything, no, Jonathan.
Alright, I'm hearing it clearly, but that stinks. Alright, I was just trying something out. There was like an app, Soundation Studio, and you could put music in there, but I think I have to upgrade to sign up or something to share it with you.
Hey, we're learning. That's why we're doing this.
Alright, alright.
Yeah.
Jonathan, a suggestion, maybe if you took off your headset and you let the sound come through your speakers on your computer, maybe it might come through.
I don't know. My speaker's very weak. That's not going to happen. Let me try. How did you, Harry, how did you did the share thing and everybody can hear it?
Yeah, well, I have a laptop with earphones on. I just screen share the music and I take the microphone out and everybody can hear.
Okay. Because I could have, I wanted to show you what I did in Chicago, 2012. Larry was on the side there. He's in the video, and That was like the best performance I ever had as a Neo Think performer.
I've heard about that one actually.
Yeah, I was gonna screen share it like this, and then hoping that you was able to, like, you can see me and Joe Reed there.
Can you play that, John, and just make sure we can't hear anything
Let's see.
when we're screen sharing it?
All right. See the full screen?
I'm seeing you again.
You seeing me again?
Yeah, you're not screen sharing.
Yeah,
All right,
just
let
play
me-
for a couple of minutes.
How about now? Can you see it?
I can see it, but the sound's not
Can't hear it.
Is there any way, is this on YouTube, John, that you could send the link to Harry and he could play? Because his, for whatever reason, he has a magical computer. And it's,
Magical laptop.
yeah,
All
magical
right,
play.
let me see. Where can I find Harry? I don't know if you're on the side here. I'm looking at my Gmail.
You know what? He can, I'll give you his email address.
All right.
Well, simpler. Just Harry, you go into YouTube and search for
Genius.
John Gonzalez or John Genius John Genius, and then bring up his channel, and you can play any of his videos from his channel.
The main video, the main page, the video I have on top is the performance. That's because it's my favorite video. But it's pretty fun to watch the crowd react to what I created.
Wow.
And because of NeoThink, I continue to write music and grow with all of you. And it makes me happy every day, even in the elevators at work, Larry, when I see those Monday people, and they get all cranky. I'm the one that says wonderful, and it kind of changes the elevator mood. And I'm getting pretty good at making people happy and making them smile, at least for the moment that I'm in their presence. So
Yeah. I'm
it's
trying to-
did you hear everything I just said?
Yep.
Yes.
Clear.
All right, good. So yeah, it's yeah, this is a trial and everything, I guess, and I'd like to figure it all out so I can share music with all of you.
We will.
I like to make it, as clear as possible. It'd be nice to hear it, like, as clear as I can hear it on in my headphones.
Yeah, all right. You're coming through loud and clear, and we'll figure out a way to get it so it's
That's
for you
cool.
to come.
So I'm getting ready for New Jersey in June.
Yeah.
I've been writing music and recording new music because I like creating new music and sharing it with my NeoThink family, and I like to walk the thin line, very, very thin line of the anti-civilization and the civilization of the universe. So I integrate NeoThink words with anti-civilized behaviors or mentality, so everybody can kind of get what we're going and what we're doing with our. So I like to mention the word NeoThink a lot, and it's good for people's curiosity to say, what is that? What does that mean? And then have 100,000 of us NeoThinkers lead by example. We don't even have to explain what it means. We just have to show them what it means. And that's all I'm doing as a NeoThink family member is making sure that we are leading by example as living by the principles of respecting love and living honestly. That's what I wake up to every morning, and it makes my day go smoothly every day. Even though I work at a 9-to-5 still, I am breaking boundaries within the limits of my 9-to-5 by I've been getting raises and all that. These are like law of attraction things that are showing me that I'm doing the right thing with my life. Eventually we will be billionaires, or we'll be buying, 747s for $7.99. And that's going to be a wonderful world. So I'm just being patient with myself, and it's allowing me to feel free and a lot less stressed as to having to see a dream come to fruition naturally. I wish it happened today or tomorrow, but in reality we know that we have to grow into it. And we have to unlearn a lot of what we learned in the anti-civilization in order to make room for the new thoughts, new ideas that will bring about the civilization of the universe. Eventually, I'll share songs with y'all, but I guess I can. This is
I'm
my
still
way of-
having problem, John, trying to get this on.
That was
It's all right when you get to it, Harry. But,
If I get to it. Sorry.
It's no problem.
I'm new at this too.
I'm actually enjoying this unwritten script that I'm sharing with y'all.
Great. I'm enjoying it while I'm looking.
Yeah, and I could feel myself growing up and becoming very mature with a neo-think mentality. And I used to get a lot nervous, you know, in the beginning. I remember performing in New Jersey and I forgot my lyrics. I'm sure there was a few of you there that saw me, you know, just stutter. But it was a learning experience, and the support that I got from my neo-think family was the complete opposite of the support I would get from the AC. And that definitely helped me continue with my process and getting better at what I love to do. And I love going to New Jersey to perform just to get better at what I love to do. And eventually I want to come into the AC with a neo-think music. So I'm trying to put the two together so I can really get the world curious as to what we're about and what we're trying to do here. So I'm having a blast with my kids. You know, I'm cool. I'm a cool dad. I love being a dad. I get to do kid stuff. And, you know, and my kids are an excuse to be a kid. So it's I'm enjoying my life. I'm really leading by example for my kids to understand how to treat their wives when they get their wives, and my daughter when she gets her husband, how to respect themselves so they can reflect the right person and bring the right person into their lives when the time is right. And the only way I can do that is to show them how I love my wife. And that's another thing that I'm having fun doing is making my marriage and my relationship very, very strong so I can lead by example and integrate that with my music. Because out there you don't hear much of you know, when you hear somebody say I'm a rapper, a lot of people right away think it's negative. There's a lot of swearing involved, and I don't blame them because it is true. But I like to be the family man of hip hop. I like to integrate love and family and honesty into the culture of hip hop, and I'm moving in that direction. And Harley do is really helping me get to that point. And before you know it, you may see me on TV, and you'll be like, "Oh, I remember when," you know, way back when. And look at them now.
All right.
Yay.
I guess I'll leave it at that because I got an applaud. So
2 applause.
yeah. So I hope I'm looking forward to seeing y'all in New Jersey. As long as Steve can give me a ride there, that's my best way. He's my speakers. He's my microphone. So I need him.
Cool.
We look forward to seeing you too, Jonathan. We haven't seen you in quite a while.
Yeah, I look
Right,
forward
I
to
miss you
meeting you,
guys.
Jonathan, too.
Hey, you too, Harry. So all right, back to you, Larry.
Yeah, Larry, I can't pull it up. I'm sorry, guys. I can't seem to
man,
get it.
Good seeing you. I'm looking at that big smile of yours there, Johnson. Early. Good morning. Good, man.
Yeah, I'm a happy man. I'm a happy man.
Yeah, that's great. That's what life is all about. Being happy and being creative. You know, Jonathan has really performed at all our major events and has put us the next level of rap and a neo-think expanded approach. Because the neo-think man that he is doing it has been really exciting. So thank you, Jonathan. We look forward to
Thank you, Larry.
the future.
Yes, I can't wait.
You know, in the future. Thank you. Okay. Next we have coming up a man that is who keeps the wheels turning here in New Jersey.
Yeah.
You know, he keeps the wheels on the wagon. You know, the nuts and bolts. You know, he's a highly integrated individual.
Yep.
is a neophink friend here in New Jersey of mine. I've grown to know him very well and spent a lot of time with him, and I'm really fond of him, and I'm really fond to have him as a neophink brother. He does a lot for us here in New Jersey to keep us moving forward. Highly integrated individual. And he's going to talk to us today about the Albert Einstein link to the prime law. Wow! Man, I'm waiting for this one.
Larry, thank you so
Me too.
much. You're so kind, and the wheels on this bus are turning without me. We're building up enough momentum where we're starting to go, and that's my dream. Is really for this thing to just like all of us to get going, to build that momentum where it keeps moving, unstoppably without us. But thank you so much again, John. That was awesome. I'm so glad the technology failed.
I'm not.
We'll get it right. I want to see. They want me to upgrade an account in order for me to share with y'all. So I'm trying to do that, but there's like an error. Intro, a free thing, but I'll get to it.
We'll figure it out. There are integrated thinkers out there too. So, Bob, I don't know if you had access to your email address, your email account. I emailed you just a quick couple of questions. I want to interview today to share about the prime law, perspectives from somebody that I find is a very well-regarded individual, integrated thinker by the name of Albert Einstein. I've been reading about him I try to pick role models and look into their lives. We learn about him in the Neothink Society. We've heard about James J. Hill, Jack London, and their great success stories that are just amazing. And those are the stories that shaped, ever since I was a kid, you'd watch those movies on a famous person, and they just affect your life forever. Albert Einstein's one of those characters, and I felt with prime law, he'd be so perfect to bring up because he's known, everybody knows him as the brilliant scientist with his theory of relativity, but so many people also know but maybe don't know about how he was a huge pacifist, and he loved no initiatory force, really. And so today I wanted to bring him on stage, bring him back, so to speak, with Bob's help. And
I know why you picked on me, Sage. My hair kind of sticks up and it kind of looks like his hair when he was
for all those
all excited.
For all those people that can't see Bob, when I was doing this, looking into Albert Einstein, he came to mind because he physically. There's a resemblance.
Thank you, Sage.
You're welcome.
I'm in good company.
I hope you took that as a compliment. So,
yes, I did.
But the brief thing that I emailed you, Bob, I just wanted to.
I got it.
Yeah, I mean Albert, I should call you.
Right.
I'm gonna ask you some questions, Albert, with you on brought back to life here, so you can shed some light on giving people perspective on who you are and how the prime law, you might support the prime law if it was around. So my first question would be, the prime law, we've talked about it all morning. It's a really new idea. It's something really, it's never been shown before. Is it too new? Is it really too new?
No, I don't believe it's too new. But it does show. Is that the first question now?
That is the first question. Actually, there are quotes there that
Yes.
in that email. If you can see that document.
Yes.
And that's verbiage from you.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
It's an idea that's probably been around for a long time, and I think our forefathers meant for it to be a part of our Constitution. And basically, if a person never makes a mistake, He's a person that has never really tried to do anything new. And this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to do something new and bring this out to the public and change our lives forever.
Wow. A person who never made a mistake, never tried anything new. That's bold.
That's correct. Yes.
Thank you, Albert. About politics, what do we think? What do you think about politics in general?
Oh, that's a difficult question. I'll try and answer it briefly. The only justifiable purpose of political institutions is to assure the unhindered development of the individual. And unfortunately, the way our political system is set up today, there's too many things that are in place that hinder individuals and prevent them from doing things that they would like to do, or in some cases things that is necessary for them to do.
Powerful. Yeah, and I agree 100%. The prime law really does that by pushing the political institutions to do nothing else but stay out of the people's way, individuals to continue in their unhindered development. That's so right on. So also, do you have any advice? I'm sorry, continuing on that. So would you say politics, what do you think? Could you expand more on politics?
Yeah, politics is a pendulum whose swings between anarchy and tyranny and fueled by perpetually regenerated illusions.
Thank you. Wow. Politics is a pendulum whose swings between anarchy and tyranny, whose swing between anarchy and tyranny are fueled by perpetual rejuvenated illusions. And that's what we're dealing with. Anarchy being the freedom to let people without initiatory force act as they do, and then tyranny being very the opposite, with no freedom there and ruled by man. And they're fueled by perpetually rejuvenated illusions. That's just the illusions that are constantly in what we've talked about, the anti-civilization here. It reminds me of all the illusions that we've had, that are the house of cards that we live in, with all the misinformation that we're taught from when we're young, and the fact that humans need authority in their lives, from external authorities from outside themselves to function and to live. But politics is that pendulum who swings between anarchy and tyranny. So politics is always swinging between freedom of man and man ruling over man, their unfreedom. And it's fueled by those perpetually rejuvenated illusions. Those illusions are constantly being rejuvenated. And that's why Neothink, I think, we've talked about Neothink too, it's so powerful. It always talks about how to see through those illusions and to use, like John was talking about, integrated honesty to see through those illusions and piece together reality from an opposite perspective. Thank you, Albert. That was awesome. Would you have any suggestions for us? In all the people on this panel that are looking to make a difference and make this thing work with the Prime Law and the 12 Visions Party, what would you say? Could you give us any advice?
Yeah, I would suggest, and I try to live this way, learn from yesterday, live your life for today, hope for a better tomorrow. The thing is not to stop questioning. You know, always question and look for something better, or a better way, or another way to do something that might be more beneficial.
Thank you so much. That's with this Prime Law, you know, and the whole 12 Visions Party. This isn't. I think it opens you up to, you know, question everything. We're not saying this ends all. It's the utopia that's going to end all end life. That's the opposite. This is opening it all up so that you can question authority as much as you see fit if you have any questions. And that's how businesses prosper. They have to question reality and question authority over and over again because nobody pays the bills for a business. The business has to survive and prosper without the help of everybody, many times the anti-help of everybody, because they have competitors and they have the government who's trying to tax the pants off them. And so it's that is so useful. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. And the important thing is to not stop questioning. That's the important thing. So profound. Thanks, Mr. Einstein. The other, I wanted to continue again on politics because it does come up with what we're trying to do with the prime law. It's going to end politics. You want to expand on that at all?
Yeah, and one of the things we realize today, and we see it today, peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding.
Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. And that's right. That's initiatory force. It removes force. So this is saying that's how you achieve peace. Peace is not kept by force. It's only achieved by understanding, and understanding can happen when force is removed from the equation, which the prime law does. That's what it's about. Thank you. And then, I'm sorry, I jumped the gun. The politics, would you say politics is an absolute? Politics is definitely needed, Mr. Einstein?
Politics is for the present. An equation is for eternity.
Politics is for the present, but an equation is for eternity. So politics is just it's not an absolute. It's the equations that your theory of relativity show absolutely that time is not constant. It's not a constant force moving forward. I think the prime law is an equation, a very simple equation, removing force from all governments and governing bodies. That's what it does, and that's powerful. It's for eternity what we're talking about. The prime law. This is a one-time thing for eternity. If it comes into place, the prime law becomes a known idea and a supported idea. It'll effectively remove force for eternity, really. Because of that last article where it says no exceptions shall exist to Articles 1 and 2. So it's profound stuff. I think that's all you had. Let me just make sure.
No.
We have a little more time then. Okay, so just about the. Is the prime law too simple? Do you think it's too simple, the prime law? I mean, it's only 3 articles. How can that be enough?
The politics makes it difficult, I think. And out of the clutter of the politics, we need to look and find simplicity. From discord, we have to find harmony. And in the middle of difficulty lies opportunities.
Out of clutter, find simplicity. From discord, find harmony. And in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. It's powerful.
It's very powerful.
And that's out of clutter, find simplicity. To me, it makes me believe the prime law is, it's simple, but it covers what the important thing of removing initiatory force. And that many things in politics, they'll try to confuse you and put a lot of things in its way, a lot of illusions like we talked about, clutter the situation so that you don't get to this simple fact that would make all the difference and removing initiatory force.
And what we don't realize sometimes is if you can't explain something simply, you don't understand it well enough.
If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. That's the greatest speakers that I've always admired. They'd say things so simply, but it just floors you. And I've seen people in the society do that. Larry, sometimes the simple things said, if you understand something well enough, you can say it simply. Everybody can understand it, and you understand it thoroughly, rather than being so complex about it. So profound, and that's why the prime law, to me, it's so simple, yeah. But when Frank Wallace discovered it, it was so, it's still so, it gives it more strength because he understands the scope of what initiatory force, if you limit initiatory force, how big of an impact it'll have on all our happiness, on the prosperity wave that will overcome all of society if the prime law is in place. So, but profound. Mr. Einstein, I just want to thank you for, coming back to life for a day and sharing with us your thoughts and just those quotes and that wisdom just shared among all of us right now. It's we all just became better for it.
Good segment.
Wow.
Good segment. A lot of integration. Good.
Yeah, that's a great segment because stage job, looking at Einstein and, he, when the Germans took over the government, the Nazis took over the government in Germany, he was here in California, and he never went back.
Right.
Einstein resided in Princeton, during the time of Paul Robeson, and lived in that community. There's pictures of Einstein, in that community and the work that he did during that time in that area, and he lived right there, right down the road from us, right there in Princeton.
Right.
Reflections of pictures with him, with Robertson, and other people in that community. So, it's a fitting to see, how, lucky to be able to have him and the contribution that he made to the world. Everything changed, with his formula, So, wow, good integrations there, Sage.
Thank you, Larry.
Yes, great.
Wow, y'all did a
Good show.
job here.
Yeah, I'm very happy, Jonathan. I see your son is enjoying our program also.
Yeah, he's bobbling like a top.
Right.
No, that's my baby girl, but I'm doing daddy
Oh, okay.
duties now, so I had to kind of mute myself and just sharing my little family. JJ, come say hi.
Yes.
Here's my big boy, my 6-year-old.
Okay.
Go ahead, come. There you go, get down. Look at you.
There you go.
Hey, this is JJ.
Hi.
Hi,
He'll
JJ.
be performing with me eventually sometime in his life.
That's awesome.
Great.
Yeah. And that's Milena. That's his sister.
Hello, Lena.
Okay. Hi. I apologize for making the mistake.
No, it's all right. That's your hair. I understand.
Ultimately, this is what the prime law is all about, family.
That's right.
And the future's in their hands.
You got it. Raising them right. All right, I love you guys. I'll be babysitting. I'm doing daddy stuff, and I'll be around. I'll be muted.
You got it, John. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Okay. We have coming up next is the freedom of association. There's a topic. Didn't say, do you want to cut that off?
Yeah, well, Larry, I was thinking since Bill's under the weather, we could just go into your presentation from there, and we'll make up. We have some more Mark Hamilton video to share, so it'll make up the time.
Oh, okay. Did you want to go into the videos?
Well, I was thinking,
You want to talk about this here topic for a minute?
yeah, I was thinking instead of the freedom of association, we could talk about you and how you make things possible, no matter
Oh,
no
okay.
matter what. You make it through.
The freedom of association is, completely able to to really, it, comes down to the vision. If you just take one of the visions, and associate living the life he was meant to live, that says a lot about you moving away from conforming. And then when you look around society, you see all the people that has not conformed. They're living the life they was meant to live. They become rich. Because how wild and crazy their ideas might sound, or how you might look at their life now and, see them flying around the world in jets and people maybe turn their nose up at them and they'll tell you stories about how they was told to go sit in the corner and almost put a dunce cap on and told them there'd never be anything. Maybe they was beating on the desk with some thumbs and, told to stop that, and they wouldn't stop it, and they got kicked out into the justice's office. And now they're rich, because they did not conform. And that's what the prime law is bringing us: real freedom. Real freedom of how you can be free. And with freedom don't come chaos. With freedom comes the right to live. Or just think about all the geniuses. When they're not restricted. And when the prime law is put in place where the genius of society are not restricted, or they reflect on those problems in society that are restricting people's lives to the point of people are losing their lives. When the geniuses can concentrate like a mighty fish, like a mighty force, to solve those problems in society, when they're not restricted, when the prime law frees them up, to be able to bring to society technology, you understand, that will free everybody, that will make life prosperous, will make life worth living. You understand that most people, they don't have the ambition to live because they think that, we're born to pass on that. That's, to me, is unnatural. It's natural you want to create. It's natural you want to be happy. It's natural you want to prosper. It's natural you want to live life to the fullest. I remember when I was a kid, I used to look out the window and my older sister would go to school, and I used to say, wow, one day, man, I'll be able to go to school and learn something. Because your little mind as a kid is all racing. You want to experience things. You want to experience life. And that's what all kids want. And that's why when Mark Hamilton talk about how adults play, it's about being creative. And you look at kids, they're always trying to create something. But what happens is society makes you conform, which cuts off your creative to life. When that gets cut off, then you begin to deteriorate. When you're not in the mode of creating. Because the mind can live forever. All you have to understand is that the neo-think system opens up this mind space for a new mentality for all of us. It opens up that mind space where you can live life to the fullest. And as that approaches, because we are moving into an area that has never been. You look at the prime law, and then you look at Frank Wallace, and you look at how Frank Wallace traces the crime law all the way back to Roman time, and how he talks about that, you know, reflecting on the crime law, you know, and how it was almost flawless in the United States Constitution. But like Mark also says, it was one integration myth. And that was the crime law of protection. And if you look at the cause that we have in the United States Constitution, this has been the freest society on the planet. And now we're talking about, you know, that one integration being restored, put in the Constitution, that will make life really free, you know, that will move society forward. And you can't even imagine the technology that the genius will move to enhance people's lives, you know, from disease, you know, that we see people suffering from, you know, the crippling things that, you know, stop people from, you know, living life to the fullest. You know, as you read the Miss Annabelle story about Sally, who wanted to cure her mother, I believe it was cancer her mother had, right? I think it was cancer. She wanted to, you know, it becomes, and there are so many people out there who want to solve those problems. You know, the person who invented, you know, smoke detector, after seeing all the 30s and 40s, those people burning up how to understand that building. And whoever the genius that designed the smoke detector saved so many lives now. You know, it has dramatically changed society, changed our lives, and changed how we reflect, you know, on the world around us. You know, so that was basically in terms of the freedom, you know, that the prime law going to bring, you know, to us, you know. And is it possible? Yes, it's possible. You know, anything is possible. And we know from reading certain books, wherever the mind of man can conceive and bring himself to believe that he can achieve. You know, when you look at that possibility, you know, it opens up the floodgates. You know, is it possible for the prime law to become real? Is it possible for the 12 Visions Party to become a reality? Yes. It's thousands. And it's growing. It might not go as fast as we want, you know. You know, you might say, hey, where's it at? It ain't here yet? I've been waiting for it. Where's that? You know, some people for years been talking about the prime law and talking about the 12 Visions Party. That's right. We might be talking about it for another 10 years. 20 years, it don't matter. It's going to become a reality. We ain't putting the time on it. All we're doing is integrating with it and bringing it about. Bringing it about so generations in the future can say, wow, those people, they made this possible for us to live a happy, healthy, wealthy life. Who's those people? The one was named Sage Katakura, Bill Hunsaker, Bob McCaffrey, Jonathan James Gonzalez, Harry Dozen, Larry Johnson. Who are those people? And there's thousands more around the country. Just think today. We're not the only ones talking about the prime law. There's thousands of people reflecting on the prime law because they know it's possible. The life is possible to create those things that we want in life. To solve those illnesses that, you know, people suffer from, you know, in our families, you know, that they will be solved because the geniuses society. Once we remove small-field man from the equation, because man is imperfect. Once man is removed, where we are, the prime law takes over, and the prime law dictates how we live. Once that becomes law, everything changes. Everything changes. Because now you're taking politics out the game. And then just the opposite. You're going to have all those people saying, oh, it's going to be chaos. Oh, and there's not going to be no chaos. You don't have chaos now. All you have is some few illusions being created to make think that's the whole world. You know, where people think because a certain area has a certain thing going on. And, oh, that's how that place is? Oh, man, that's crazy. No, you look closely at it. You look at those people are living a peaceful life. Problem is they're trapped. They're trapped in a stagnant situation. That's why we have two movements. Improvement of oneself and the Neothink movement and the improvement of society. And they're both moving simultaneously. There's members who are coming in through the Neothink society, and there's members who are coming in to help change the politics. Taking politics out the game. Taking politics away. Because politics, I mean, you think about it. You pay your tax money, and they use that tax money as law that either keep destroying your life. You know, they use the tax money, use it to make a law, say you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. And that's your money. That's why we only talk about two families in this society. There's only two families. Those who got it and those who ain't got it. You know? And all those things in between that people talk about, none but illusions. You know? That make those who see those illusions keep profiting from them. But the prime law will change all that. Because you're removing flaw-filled man from the picture. Once flaw-filled man is removed, and the prime law is put as part of the United States Constitution, everything changes. Everything changes. So that is it possible? Yes. And it's happening. It's possible, and it's going to happen, and it will become a reality. And it might take a while, but that's okay. We ain't got nothing but time and patience. Patience is a virtue. Okay, gentlemen.
Thank you, Larry.
Sage.
Yeah.
You have a video that we're going to see?
Yep. Thank you so much for that, Larry. We'll go right into the 3,000-year-old secret from Mark Hamilton, summing all that up. And I think he touches on a lot of stuff we've shared in our own ways today. And Harry, if you have access to that.
You want to play the full 15 minutes for everybody?
Go. Yeah, I think it'll be well worth it.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds to pull it up.
Today, I want to reveal a 3,000-year-old secret. A secret that will lift any nation and its people to the greatest levels of riches and wealth the world has ever known. Political leaders have waged wars. They have even starved their own people to guide this secret. When I reveal the secret to America, we will all rise to a great and wealthy new world. The title of our platform says, all the people rich. In order to open our flight into riches, we must close our fall into poverty. The ruling man is responsible for poverty on earth. around the world and throughout history. Countries with the most oppressive rule of man were the poorest, most oppressed countries that led themselves into inescapable suppression and tyranny. To rid the rule of man, we must remove the fundamental ingredient that nourishes the rule of man. And that fundamental ingredient is initiatory force. You see, a ruling class must force its population into obeying the political leaders, obeying their man-made laws, their man-made regulations. And without force, there would be no ruling class, there would be no rule of man. Yet one may ask, how can government lead a nation, lead its people, without the power of force? Let's take a moment here and let's look closely at the concepts of lead and force. Government should lead a nation, should lead its people by force if necessary, to protect them, to protect its people from those initiating force against them or threatening force against them. The government should use force when necessary to protect its people, self-defense force. Now, in my writings, I talk about the one valid purpose of government. That one valid purpose is protecting its people, protecting the people from those violating them, initiating force against them. When government moves beyond that one valid purpose of protecting the people and begins pushing its agenda on the populace, whether that be from the left, the liberal left, or from the conservative right, it makes no difference because they're surpassing the one and only proper purpose of government, and that's to protect the people. At that point, no matter how right they believe in what they're doing, no matter how good their intentions may be, nevertheless, they're pushing their agenda on the people. The only way to have the people obey those man-made laws and regulations is through initiatory force. So when government expands beyond the parameters of protecting us from those initiating force against us or threatening us, threatening force against us, when the government progresses beyond that purpose, and it doesn't matter if it's the left or the right or any in between, when government, when politicians, when regulatory bureaucrats progress beyond the one valid purpose of protecting us, parameter of initiatory force, they must have initiatory force. They must have consequences that if certain segments of the population do not obey the law, the man-made laws and regulations, there must be consequences. Consequences are in force, through force, initiatory force, through monetary fines, and ultimately through prison. When the government moves beyond its valid purpose and goes into the next level, the next parameter of initiatory force, that's when the rule of man takes over. All civilizations throughout history have inherently had the rule of man in the governing body. It's been permitted, it's been allowed. Even in our great America, the rule of man is inherent within our ruling body, our governing body. So I must say that all nations, throughout all history, all civilizations, have been in one dimension, all in the same dimension. When people say or ask me if my purpose is to bring, with the 12 Visions Party, if my purpose is to bring America back to the founding principles, the forefathers' idea, concept, my answer is no, not at all. Because even America, early America, still was in that dimension where initiatory force was inherent in the governing body. As great as the checks and balances were, as nearly flawless as they were, and as great as the divisions of power were, still, we had man creating the law. We had man interpreting the law. We had man enforcing the law. Man was ultimately in charge, despite the beautiful obstacles that were set in place in our Constitution to prevent, to limit rule of man. Eventually, like a resurging disease, man will adapt, man will evolve, mutate. Eventually, the disease of the rule of man will rise again, as it has in America, to take over our once great freedoms. The rule of man is in charge, once again. And why is that? Because no political structure, no nation, no civilization has ever been established in another dimension, a dimension in which initiatory force is not permitted in the governing body. Initiatory force is prohibited, is eradicated from civilization, including and especially in the governing body. Now that is an entirely new dimension that the world has never known. And in that dimension, as I describe and articulate throughout my writings, there'll be prosperity and wealth, the likes of which the world has never seen before. To go into that next dimension requires the prime law. Without the prime law, that next dimension would not exist. People come to me and make comparisons, attempt to make comparisons between, say, the Libertarian Party to the 12 Visions Party or the Constitution Party. And really, the comparison does not hold. It's true, Libertarian Party moves in our direction. However, the Libertarian Party is still in the only dimension ever known to man. That's the dimension in which initiatory force is inherent in the governing body. None of these political movements could move into the next dimension, into this new dimension, without the prime law. In fact, the prime law is the 3,000-year-old secret that would lift any nation and its people to great wealth and riches. Now with that, I'd like to read the prime law with that background once again so you can see it in a new light. So here we go, the prime law. The prime law, the fundamental of protection. Preamble. The purpose of human life is to prosper and live happily. The function of government is to provide the conditions that let individuals fulfill that purpose. The prime law guarantees those conditions by forbidding the use of initiatory force, fraud, or coercion by any person or group against any individual, property, or contract. Article 1. No person, group of persons, or government shall initiate force, threat of force, or fraud against any individual self, property, or contract. Article 2. Force is morally and legally justified only for protection from those who violate Article 1. Article 3. No exception shall exist for Articles 1 and 2. Now do you feel and see the prime law in a different light? The prime law is the 3,000-year-old secret that will lift any nation and its people to levels of wealth and riches the world has never seen. And why? Because the prime law prohibits, eradicates initiatory force from our governing body. Initiatory force, that ingredient that nourishes the rule of man. The rule of man is the cause for poverty. The prime law, the 3,000-year-old secret. Thank you all. And before I part, let me just add that I believe everyone here understands the problem with the rule of man. Flaw-filled, imperfect man driven by ego, power, easily corrupted, often ignorant, fooled easily. It's human nature in this anti-civilization to pursue selfish agendas at the cost of others, and just the desire to control others when given the power. The rule of man is society's disease. And the only way to eradicate the rule of man is through the prime law.
Sage, unmute yourself, please.
Wow. Larry, you get all that? Is Larry out there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Wow.
The prime law.
Prime law.
Coming from Long Hamilton, the 3,000-year-old secret. Revealed. It really, so as you really hearing that again, and you know, there's been over, wow, wonder what the count is now on the views of that video. It was neat. Must be about 2 million now, huh?
Oh, it's probably.
Does anybody know?
It's probably close to 5 million now, honestly, because it was 4 million.
What is it?
I think it's close to 5 million now.
Wow!
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. Good.
It's
Is it up to $5 million? I remember when it was first put out. That people are paying attention. And you know what the tipping point is, right?
50 million.
And you get 50 million people become exposed to this. Wow, that is exciting. 5 million. Man.
It's actually 4,600,000 right now.
Wow.
Okay. You're on the way to 5 million?
Yeah, we're almost there.
What'd you say, 4 million?
4,600,000.
It's on its way, brother.
Yeah.
It's on its way. And that's probably worldwide. Yeah. That's probably people around the world. That is one powerful video. You know. That prime law is really a reflection of where we want to see how we want to get there. Just a point of information, Bill. We are good to 11 on this recording. Is that what it sense from this?
That's right. Yeah, we're getting close.
Okay. We have a reflection of the world with the prime law from Jonathan. Is Jonathan still on, or he's not?
I'm sorry. What we'll do there is we're going to wrap it up after we go through the just the 12 Visions Party representatives, and then we'll go to the we'll finish it off with Steve LaValle and John Genius, and I think Jeff Smith is also in the video.
Yes, it looked like it's. Can we go past 11 because it's 10:53 now?
Yeah, we'll if everybody can.
We can go as long as we want to.
Yeah. So.
Okay, good. Okay, great. All right, let's go to. We have a new chairman of the 12 Visions Party, New Jersey. I'm a proud member of that party, and I'm really happy to see it. We have a new chairman of the 12 Visions Party in New Jersey. That's one thing about New Jersey. We keep it moving, man. We keep it right and tight. We do whatever we got to do to make sure it's moving forward. So right now, I want to bring up the 12 Visions Party in New Jersey chairman and hear his insights and his predictions and directions for the 12 Visions Party in New Jersey. Mr. Robert McCaffrey. Hey, Bob.
Hi, Larry. Thank you very much for that introduction. I'm very happy to be the new chair for the 12 Visions Party. I'd like to apologize to everybody. I feel that I've gotten off to a kind of slow start. This is a whole new position for me, and it's taken me a little time to get acclimated to the routine and the schedule that's set up. But I will get there, and I know we will make it happen. With reference to the prime law, I mean, Mark Hamilton had some great things to say there, and he's kind of a hard act to follow. But I have some things that I would like to add to that. There are a lot of people out there that they have the prime law, or that they have initiatory forces being acted on them on a daily basis, and they don't always realize it. I've mentioned this before, and I think it's worthwhile repeating again, so I'm going to repeat it. I just had an example of initiatory force that come into my life, and very upsetting for me and very upsetting for my family. My daughter and her husband, they're newlyweds. They're married about 4 years now, I guess. And they were applying for a home. They located a home that they were interested in purchasing, and they went and found out what the requirements were. What they had to do. They signed the contracts. They did everything they had to do. It come time that we're getting down to closing, and then at the last minute they were going for a loan, a financing that required no down payment. At the last minute, the powers that be in bureaucracy come back to them and said, look, we feel you need a down payment, to show your initiative and that you're really interested in this. So we need you to come up with a down payment. And they had some rules with the down payment. They could not borrow that money. They could not get a second mortgage or a second loan or anything to do that. Basically, they had to have somebody give them the money for their down payment. So they came to me and they asked me about it, and I said, okay, I'd be willing to help you out and do that. So I gave them the gift of the down payment. Now, they required that I had to deposit it in their checking account. This was the government agency in the banking system. They had to require to deposit in their checking account. So I went ahead and I did that. I wrote her a check and she deposited it. Then they come back about a week later. They come back to me and they, through my daughter, and they said, well, we have to have proof that that check is cleared the bank. So we need a copy of your banking statement so we can see that check. And this is something that I personally felt wasn't necessary, and it's an invasion of my privacy. So I felt, no, that's not something I'm going to do. I said I will cooperate with them and do what I can to give them the proof that they need. So I said I will go online and I will copy the check, both sides of the check, which they make very available online. And I copied that and forwarded to the bank directly, right from my statement. Has the name of the bank that it's coming from on the bottom of the statement. Everything they require is there. They took that and they said, okay, we'll see what we can do with it. And they come back a few days later. They wanted my stepson, in order for us to let this go through, you have to paint the whole house. Now here we are early March with the weather the way it's been. There's no way you can paint the outside of a house. All right? It's not going to stick even if you apply the paint. So they went back and they said, okay, that's fine. We'll let that go for now. But we still need from the person that's donating the money to you, we need a statement saying that he is giving you this as a gift. He's not expecting to get it back. There's no return agreement with this at all. So I said, okay, I'll sign that statement, and I signed it and sent it on to him. Well, lo and behold, a week later they come back, and even with me sending the check and signing that statement that I'm giving them the gift, they tell him no. We need 7 pages of his bank statement so that we know he has some money and can cover it. Well, obviously, if my check is cleared the bank, I have the money to pay for it. But in my mind, there's no reason whatsoever. I'm not tied in with this mortgage. I'm just contributing money to help them out and donating money for them. So I refuse to do it. So the banker calls me up and she says, well, you have to do it. In order for them to get this mortgage, you have to do it. And I said, no way, that's my personal banking information, and I am not turning that information over to you or to any other organization. Well, with that, she says, well, we will have to cancel this loan, and this loan will not go through. Now, here's a young couple fighting hard to try and get ahead, and this initiatory force is being applied against them, no fault of their own, but yet the government is stopping them from getting the mortgage. This is not right.
Yeah.
And my question to everyone out there, and something for us to think about, do we want this type of thing for our family? Do we want this, our political leaders and our elite, telling us how we have to live our lives and what we have to do, and preventing us from doing things because of simple decisions that we make that might have nothing to do with whatever it is we're trying to get done? And the prime law and the 12 Visions Party is the answer to eliminate all of this. And I think Mark Hamilton has said it before, sharing information alone is not going to get the movement going. We have to be able to stimulate people. Now, I'm new at this, and I'm working, and I know that the prime law is what I want to see as an amendment to the Constitution. And I want to see all of this garbage stopped. So I'm willing to do anything I can, and I want to open it up to everybody out there and anybody that views this. My name is Bob McCaffrey. My email address is rrrmc@msn.com. Anyone that feels the way I do and wants to make a change in our lives and in our world, I would appreciate if you'd contact me and give me suggestions and ideas and things, or maybe ways that you might be willing to help me so that we can move this prime law and the 12 Visions Party forward. And the start is in the grassroots. We want to see some local people being elected to local offices. Maybe we want to see a governor in New Jersey that comes from the 12 Visions Party. I would like to see that down the line. I don't know how quick that can happen, but I would definitely like to see it happen. And I would like to see our 12 Visions president. And the only way we're going to do it is to get out there and do our part, as Bill is doing on his program, doing it, getting out there and stimulating the people, sharing with the people. And anybody that's interested in doing that, I'd like to see them get a hold of any one of our members on our team and let us know that you'd like to do that, and then let's work together and make it happen. We can do it. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And we can make this happen. Thank you very much.
Wow, well said, Bob.
Wow. Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome.
That definitely is what is needed in terms of reflecting on the prime law and having freedom, to and there's probably a government agency you're going through with the bureaucracy, the situation is laid out there, Bob. It seems like they're more interested in you than in people who buy the house. And I think you did the right thing.
Yeah, and I'd like to add, as far as my daughter and her son are concerned, and I'm concerned, all right, they've lost this house. Unfortunately, the individual that was selling the house, he's held it off the market for them for the last 4 months, and he's not willing to do it any longer. But we are going to persevere through it, and somewhere in the near future, my daughter and her husband will get a new house. It may not be the same house that they were looking at, but we will make it happen.
That's right. And, I just sold my house, and let me tell you, when I had this vision of selling my house, I had about 3 different inspectors come in there, and it was a short sale. I wasn't making any money off of it, but I had so many obstacles that was holding me back from making that a reality. And I said, you know what? This house gonna sell. I don't care what is put in front of me. Understand? I was selling the house. It has 5 liens on it from the IRS. You understand? I'm selling the house that 3 different inspectors coming in saying, all right, you got to do this, you got to do that. They came in and said that when you bought this house, you converted it from oil to gas. And we're going to have to penalize you $100 a day. And the house was bought 20 years ago. And I said, that it was converted from oil to gas when I bought it. I called them up and says, I didn't convert this here. Well, you didn't get a permit. It was here when I bought it. Okay, well, you put in water heaters. Yes, I did. But you didn't get a permit. Oh, okay. Well, you're going to get penalized for that. When did you put them in? I don't remember, but when the water heater broke and flooded, I went and bought one and put one in. Okay, well, you know what? They got to penalize you for that. There's so many obstacles like that. And the same thing with me. Before you can sell the house, you got to paint the outside. And there's a little crack in the little brick wall. Little crack. Oh, you got to fix that. It's in the middle of winter. It's snowing out. They want me to paint the railing. There's so many options. But as you said, persevere, Bob. You will get there. They will get their house. Same as I said, I was going to sell this house on March 18th. I got a text from the lawyer. He said, his house has successfully closed on March 18th. And I knew then that had become a reality. Same with your family, Bob. They will get that house. Understand? It's just like the sage always talk about, removing limitations. You know, there's so many limitations because we don't have the prime law yet. That is, it's these regulations and restrictions that hold us back. And that prime law is going to change all that. When you look at all, and you know, and it's so good to get real examples of life examples that Bob laid out, real life examples that we go through, you understand? And we know as integrated thinkers that the prime law is going to change all of that, understand? Where they got all these different regulations to keep you from improving your life and keep you from moving forward. That's going to change with the prime law. You know, and I'm willing to work with you, Bob, in terms of the 12 Vision Party in New Jersey to help bring about some change there. So, you know, good to hear that. Good to hear real examples of real people, you know, who are dealing with this anti-civilization, you know, roadblocks that come up. And, you know, they're going to come up, whether it's in business, whether it's in your personal life, whether it's in your family life. There's always going to be those roadblocks. But the difference between Neothink people is we believe in removing limitations. And we're going to do that each and every time they come. We laugh at them in the face of disaster. Thank you, Bob.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bob McCaffrey from the 12 Vision Party in New Jersey. And then we have the 12 Visions Party National Contributions. That's got Sage and Bill on there.
Yeah.
Um,
For this, I just like Tom. Are you out there? Tom Carey, are you still on the line? We might have lost Tom. But for the national 12 Visions Party of New Jersey, they're still organizing and coordinating getting this done on a national scale. And I know they have details. If you want to contribute to them, you can do so. I'm just going to go ahead and give you the email address to get the address. You can send the any contributions to if you'd like to do that, or input. I know Tom Carey is working with Jill Reed right now, the head of the 12 Visions Party, to move that forward. And you can contact Tom at the email address Thomas Carey at Comcast.net. That's Thomas, Thomas, Carey, Cary, at Comcast.net, Comcast.net. And he can help you with the address to send any contributions to, what are going to be done with the contributions, and also, again, any suggestions, just like Robert was saying, any ideas, or if you want to get involved, use these contacts to get in the game and figure out how you can do anything to support it. And you can do a lot, whether it's even just voting for the party, or if you like doing something, creating anything like, let's say you like artwork and doodling, you could doodle something for the 12 Visions Party, and that might really get attention from people to see what we're about and see this message that it's really real, it's here, and it's going to be an option eventually on the ballot, and for them to get awareness of it so that when the ballots all show the 12 Visions Party is an option, votes come in for it, and we get that much closer to making this whole thing we've been talking about a reality. So that's all I wanted.
I'm sorry, Sage.
Yeah.
I just would like to suggest we're 10 minutes over at this point, that we respect people's time and go ahead and wrap it up.
Absolutely. We can do that. To Larry, you want to send us home, really?
Yeah. I want to end real quick with the. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Sage, Good, Bill, Jonathan Gonzalez, Steve Valley, Bob McCaffrey, Harry Dojan, and anybody who's listening that I cannot talk to directly. I want to thank you for being a part of this Prime Law Day. And the Prime Law Day is really a celebration that we're going to be having every year. And you know, what's exciting about it is always creative forms, different forms that we have taken on, you know. So, you know, with the freeing of the Genius of Society, with us pushing the Prime Law as an amendment to the United States Constitution, you understand, and letting people know about this 3,000-year-old secret, you know, the Prime Law of protection, you understand, will become a reality. And it will be in our lifetime. That's the exciting part. It will be in our lifetime. You understand? But we will have this for our families and then generation to come and moving society into another dimension of living. I want to thank everybody. I was excited to be here. I haven't seen you guys. I have not been in your presence. I haven't even spoke to most of you. I think Sage is the only one I speak to regular. You know, he wants to know where am I at and how my life is going. And, you know, I'm rebuilding my life right now. And it's the next chapter in the Johnson life. You know, and I'm excited about it. So, good
Nice
to
to hear from you, Larry.
Thank you for being here and being a part of this Prime Law Day. And look forward to creating a new world that Bill talks about. Creating the 12 Visions world and making the Prime Law part of the United States Constitution. Thanks, everybody. You have a great weekend. Enjoy it. And be safe. And keep integrating with NeoThink.
Thank you, guys.